office romances. So what happens when you start dating someone? It could potentially make your work very interesting, very thrilling, and very complicated at the same time. This video is about knowing what potential hurdles or excitements that you could face when you date. First, are you dating someone who's your colleague or your superior or someone who works under you? That sort of hierarchy is very interesting because when you're dating someone, they're your equal, aren't they? But at work, there could be either your boss or could be working for you, or you might have expectations of them as a colleague. So, is your work going to suffer? Is it not going to suffer? Second, focus. Are you able to focus at work or are you not able to focus at work? If your relationship with them doesn't work out, now you know so much about them and they know so much about you. We generally try to keep our work friends at work, not at home. It's very interesting that when you start dating someone at work, you could possibly lose focus. You may not. So these are some of the things that you have to be aware of. So once you are dealing with them, you need to have these conversations with boundaries. What should the conversations be like? First, what are your concerns? Hey, let's put our concerns down on a piece of paper. I have a concern that, my such and such colleague, what would they think of us when they find out? That would they think of us as not professional? So whatever your concerns are, talk to each other about it. Second, code of behavior. If I do decide to date you, what kind of behavior are we going to have? Are we going to call each other baby at work or not? I know this sounds like something pretty obvious, but it might not be obvious to some people. And that indecision about the code of behavior could make it a little bit more complicated than it needs to be. Then, talking to the people involved, people who need to know that you're dating. For example, your boss might need to know that this is what's happening, or you decide not to tell anyone. It's very rare that only few people know and others don't. And these secrets are not well kept at work. Okay? So, communication and conversations about your concerns, about code of behavior, and really, really, really importantly, whom are you going to tell and whom you're not going to tell. Last but not the least, what would you do if you do decide to part ways? That's a conversation to be had, because you might be seeing them every day. That's another video. We'll talk about that in another video. But these are some of the things that you should talk about when you want to start dating someone at work. All the best.